Welcome to Damn Good Marketing Podcast, where we ditch the fluff, cut the BS, and get real about what actually takes to market your business like a freaking pro. I'm your host, Shelby Clement, Louisiana native, two-time boy mom, and the founder of Shelby Clement Marketing, a social media agency built for small-town entrepreneurs with big-ass dreams. I left corporate, where I was underpaid and underestimated, built a multi-six-figure business from the ground up, launched a sold-out marketing event, and created this podcast to give you the truth behind growing a brand online without losing your mind or your values. This is for the ones who are tired of spinning their wheels, ready to show the hell up, and finally market with confidence, clarity, and consistency. So if you're ready to grow, get bold, and to build a brand that actually turns heads and opens doors, let's do the damn thing. Want to know what's really happening in our city? Inside New Orleans Magazine is your exclusive look into the people, places, and culture that make this city iconic. This bi-monthly print and digital magazine brings you stories that celebrate local art, style, cuisine, and community. New Orleans elevated. It's not just a read, it's a lifestyle. So grab your copy or subscribe to InsideNewOrleansMagazine.com and experience the city from the inside out. Okay, what's up, guys? We're going to get straight to it. This is another episode. It's a solo episode. I'm cozy again in my PJs, in my very fluffy blanket. If you don't know, my PJs are nudes, and I'm freaking obsessed. And no, they didn't pay me to say that. I wish they did, but they did not. And if you don't own nudes, you should definitely go check it out. NUUDS. Nudes, any of their PJs, actually, quite literally, my entire wardrobe is nudes, and I'm obsessed with Geraldine Dinner, if you did not know that. Hopefully one day, me putting this out into the world, that she would freaking come on this podcast, I would literally die over. And one day, hopefully she would come to DGML. How cool would that be? But anyway, we're going to do this podcast episode. It's going to be really short, sweet, and to the point. And I want to talk about a question I got recently. I have my phone out. If you're watching this, if not, cool, we'll go with it. But the question I get is how to sell on social media without being annoying. First off, first and foremost, you will be annoying to someone somewhere out there. Those people are not your people. And I've talked to so many crowds, so many people about this situation of how do I show up online and avoid being annoying to people. Number one, first and foremost, if you can hear me loud and clear. If not, I don't know what you're doing. You're deaf. But I want you to get a notepad out, maybe. You will always annoy someone. And those people will never freaking buy from you. Quite literally ever. And if you annoy them to a point where they continue to follow you, then maybe they will convert. But their choice is to continue to follow you even if they annoy you. You annoy them. But the way to sell on social media is to be a freaking human being. Who are you? What do you do? What is the value that you have? What is the problem that you solve? What are your values in general? What is your mission? What are you bringing to the consumer that you're building that perception that you fix the problem that they're looking for? And truly, if you did that and you showed up as a human and you were relatable and all those things, you won't be annoying. You won't be annoying to the people that want to buy from you. And so when I think about my content, what I do, I truly believe that it's a 70-30 rule, meaning 70% relatability, 70% humanization, 70% showing up, being authoritative, understanding what you bring to the table, what makes you tick, what do you believe in, what is the mission, how did you build your business based on what you are and who you are and what problems you solve. And then the 30% of pitching them on what you do, how you can help, who they should call, what services you offer, what products you offer. And I'm going to break that down in a minute, so don't freak out. But I just want you to understand, social media is not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. I just need you to show up. You need to have a little bit of a strategy. If you don't know where to start, guess what? We have two options for you. Number one, we have the agency. It's a higher end ticket. We take it over. We do all of it for you. If you don't have that aspect of it yet, we have a second option for you. The second option is the membership. It is $247 a month. It is everything done for you. It's plug and play. It connects to your Canva. All the captions are done. All the videos are done. All the graphics are done. It's 30 days worth of content. There's stories also that's inputted. There's also, we put training audio in there for you to plug and play. We also have 2 coaching calls, not 1, 2 coaching calls a month, one with me, one with a professional, $247 a month. Seriously, you cannot beat that when it's plug and play. So if you are listening to this episode and you're like, I don't know what to do or how to do it, I just gave you two options. One, the agency, Shelby Clement Marketing, we can help you. We can do it, everything for you. We'll shoot the content, all the things if you're local. If not, we will tell you how to do it and get it to us and we will create it for you. Two, the membership, $247 a month. So easy, so simple. You plug and play. It's all yours. It's all done. You just make it your own with your wording and your messaging and your branding and everything, and you plug and play and it's already done for you. Those are two options, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to deep dive right freaking now on how to do this. Number one, marketing your business online is free. So like, why are you not showing up? And a lot of times when I have this conversation is they don't know what to do and how to post and when to post and like how to even engage. And I'm going to tell you this. If you allow that to stop you, or you allow the annoyance of other people and the opinions of them to stop you from actually posting online, you will not be successful because your competitors are already doing it. And social media is the number one way in the marketing medium to have people understand what you do. It is the number one way for you to form their perception of your business, your product, or your service for them to be your client. If you want to be top of mind a consumer, we have to utilize social media. And we have to not care if we annoy people. Do you know how many people I annoy all the time? I had a client tell me today on the phone. We did a discovery call in January. I sent her a proposal in January. They didn't sign with me until June. And originally they didn't like how I designed for myself, for my brands. And that is okay. And like in their brain, like a lot of times what happens is they don't understand that it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have to like how I designed for me, because sometimes we don't like how we design for clients. But the thing is, we mold to the perception and the vision and the values and the mission and like your overarching vision for you. So every client we design differently for, and it's always different than what I design for myself. So with this client, for a while, she didn't want to sign with me because she didn't think that I was capable of producing what she needed. And over, she started seeing more of my content. In time, she didn't even follow me. She started seeing more client content that we did. And all of these things that she saw was different. And she started to realize that, okay, this is an agency, they will adapt to me. And then she came back and hired us. So number one, she didn't say it, but we're just going to assume that I annoyed her and then I converted her because I continued to show up in front of her, showing what we were capable of, what we would do, and how we could do that for them. And a lot of times I have these conversations and I get hired to speak and I get in these rooms and we do masterminds and workshops and all these things. And people tell me all the time, like, hey, Shelby, like, people tell me I'm annoying, or I'm scared to be annoying, or I'm scared of what I sound like, or I'm scared I'll stutter. Who cares? You will be annoying. But if you show up 100% authentic to yourself and a human being, people will adapt to that and they will either gravitate to you and you will build such a loyal community that they will convert or they will tell every single person about you. That is your biggest referral source. So if you are listening to this, you're like, well, I'm already having like all the referrals because it's word of mouth. Well, social media is word of mouth on steroids. So if you want to enhance your business even more, you're going to get on social media and we're not going to care what other people think. So how do I sell on social media without being annoying? You literally solve the problem for your consumer. Step one. Ready? We're going to write this down. Step one, you're going to understand who your consumer is. You're going to understand exactly your clientele, to the problem that they have, to how you've solved it, to how they emotionally make a decision. Meaning, how do they pull the trigger in order to actually spend money with you? What makes them spend money? What are the emotions that they feel? What are their behavioral aspects? Psychological aspects? What are they like? What do they do? What are their frustrations? That's number one. When you understand your consumer, you then develop your messaging, which is number freaking two. When you understand your consumer and you understand the message that they will then convert from, it then becomes easy. Your messaging from when you understand your consumer is based on the strategy behind it, which means simply you understand who your consumer is and the problem that you solve. That's it. That's it. When it comes to strategy, a lot of people think like overthink it. When they come to their messaging, they overthink it. And I was sitting with a client the other day and we were doing a coaching call. And depending on your demographic, so this particular coaching call was with a clientele that has an older demographic. So they are doing two separate strategies almost. They're talking to two different demographics with theirs. So one, they're doing a recruiting aspect, which they want to recruit a younger demographic. So the content that they're creating for that demographic is going to necessarily be different with the strategy that we're creating for the older demographic. The older demographic is straight up trial and error. Do they like video? If they do, what type of video do they like? They obviously don't like trending. Excuse me. They don't like trending. They're going to like face to camera. They're going to like very informative information. Or do they like carousels that's a plain background, bold font, that's understandable with a shit ton of information that they can read and absorb? You have to have trial and error with your content and your strategy and your messaging to understand how your consumer absorbs it. And so a lot of times when we have a client come to us or people even just ask me advice, they're like, Shelby, is a carousel going to work? A static, a trending audio, a face to camera? What's going to work? And I'm like, honestly, I can't tell you that based on what you're giving me right now because we haven't tested it out and you haven't tested it out. You haven't understood what your audience likes, meaning you haven't put enough organic content out there for them to see what type of content that they actually adapt to, they like, and they convert from. Because if they like a carousel with a shit ton of words, you don't really have to change much. You just have to put a bunch of carousels out there with a whole bunch of words. Or maybe you do a face to camera video with a whole bunch of words on it that they can absorb and hear at the same time. It's just so many different things. So number one, understanding your demographic. Understanding what they are, who they are, where they are, how do they tick? What do they emotionally and psychologically have to encounter in order to spend money with you? Number two, it's literally messaging and strategy. Like you have to understand the messaging that has to go out into that consumer and the strategy based on where is it going, what platforms are we utilizing, what type of content are we doing, what trigger words do we need, what emotional pull are we doing, what offers are we doing, how are we setting this up, is there something that we're leading them into, is there a funnel, what does that look like? Number three, once you have those two things, your content should come relatively freaking easy because you know who your clientele is. Because if you are someone that's just posting to post because you like it or it's aesthetically pleasing to you, you're not doing it right. Unless your actual clientele is you, then that is not correct. So number three is content. Guys, you just have to understand the first two in order to create the next one. And ultimately what I say a lot of times is, I'm going to give you 4 little tips. And I think I've talked about this in the podcast before, but I don't remember because I've done like a million podcasts at this point. So I don't know. But hey, it's rinse and repeat. And if you don't steal this right now, then it's your bad. But for content, let's look at it like this. Let's do a customer testimonial. Number one, that gives you street cred. It means people have utilized you for your product or your service and they like it and they're going to continue to use you and they liked the experience they had and they would tell a friend. So customer testimonial, you can do this with a graphic with just write-up. Honestly, anybody can write a write-up. So let's try to get a little bit outside the box. It could be some B-roll of you interacting with a human being. You don't have to show their face. You could show them shaking their hand with words over it of how it was like to work with Shelby Clement Marketing. It could be them face to camera if they're like ballsy enough to say like, hey guys, I worked with Shelby Clement and she's like freaking badass. Like whatever that is, like those are 3 different types of content strategically that you can produce for one client testimonial and you can rinse and freaking repeat that. So number 1. Number 2, behind the scenes, people want to know what it's like to work with you. They want to know what it's like, what you do your every day. They want to see clients interact with you. They want to understand what it's like to work with you. Hence why I put on my stories on a regular basis and I break it down. In this client meeting we just had, we talked about XYZ. We talked about how we're going to create content with them or how we're going to build strategy with them. This is the problem that they had. This is how we're solving it. I'm literally walking you through behind the scenes with it looks like with working with me. So that's 2, client testimonial behind the scenes. Number 3, about you. This could be literally about you as the owner. It could be about an employee. It could be something about the human behind the brand, the customer service rep, the person that's going to deliver the product, the person the human's going to interact with, the person that has built the brand or the legacy or whatever it is. What do you believe in? What is your mission? What are your values? What are your non-negotiables? Who are you? Why? How are you humanizing your business? About me means you, the business owner, or about me means maybe an employee spotlight or whatever that looks like. So those are 3. Number 4 is right here is like your literally like moment to shine. And I'm going to give you 5 because I feel great. But like demonstrate your product or service. What the hell do you do and how do you do it and how can they support you and how can they hire you? Because if you don't talk about what you do, then no one understands how they can support you, how they can buy from you, how they can actually utilize you for that product or service. So if you are not willing to talk about what you do, then why the hell are you in business in general? And this all goes back to, I'm so scared to talk about what I do and the product I offer, the service that I offer, because I don't want to annoy people. Annoy the shit out of people. You want to know why? Because every time you post, not everybody sees it. And it used to be 7 times for people to remember what you do and how to support you in marketing and for them to recognize like this is what she does and I want to hire her. Now we're dealing with like short attention spans, immediate reactions. Literally, like think about an attention span today. It's like so scary of how short it is. So like with clients, like they're like, we just talked about this recently or our client or our content that we did last month. And I'm like, yeah, awesome. But not everybody sees every single post that you do. So if you're not willing to talk about your product or service that you offer and the problem that you solve, then I don't know what to tell you other than you won't be successful. So rip the Band-Aid off and let's talk about it. Okay, number 5. Number 5 is my absolute favorite. And like if you followed me, you probably already know what I'm about to say, but it's really about literally putting your face in front of a camera. It's awkward as shit. It's very uncomfortable. I understand that. I get it. Trust me, I understand it. I'm literally sitting in my office. There's no one in here. I'm looking at a camera, not even in my computer. It's so weird. I have this entire podcast set up and it's awkward. But when you put your face in front of a camera, number 1, you can get more of an emotion across. You can talk about more. You can explain more. People hear your voice. They see your face. They understand your mannerisms. They literally are so engaged with what you have to say that they're going to remember you when it's time to use that product or service. When you are an authority person in your industry, whether you feel like you know everything, whether you think that you have enough experience, if you just start showing up and being a human being and talking to the camera, aka your clients or future clients online, it will be a game changer. But I will tell you this. Number 1, it will probably most likely be your lowest performing content. But I will also tell you this. The moment I started doing authoritative post content, people like freaked out and they were like, we love this Shelby. Because when you do trending content and you're dancing on the internet or you're doing this trending stuff, it's not unique. It's not yours. It's not something that sets you apart. It's you jumping on a trend that everybody else is doing. Now, great. It's great if you want to do that and if it's for your personality because we have clients like that. But I also want to tell you that authoritative sets you apart because it's you. You're unique. You are your own person and you're showing that. You're showing that based on your failures. You're showing that based on your successes. You're showing that based on your experience. You don't have to know everything, but you have to be one step ahead of the people that you're serving for the product or service that you have to offer. Does that make sense? Okay. This podcast is way longer than I actually thought it would be, but let's do a little bit of a recap. So when you are thinking of your overarching aspect of selling and not being annoying, first off, don't give a shit about people. If you are annoying them, they're never going to buy from you anyway. When you start showing up online, your people that love you and that need you, there's literally, if you change your mentality to like one person needs to hear from me, you are going to skyrocket. Like I swear, like you're going to skyrocket. And it's just about one person. That one person is waiting for you. So if you are hesitant because you're scared you're going to annoy someone, literally listen to me when I say this. Those people will never support you. Those people are not chasing their dreams. Those people are jealous of you because they are not doing what they need to do in order to be successful in their own life. They're sitting behind a computer, still lurking and watching you and still being annoyed with you, but they choose to follow you anyway. And if they choose to unfollow you, guess what? It doesn't matter. You want to know why? 1, it removes them from your life, so you don't have to worry about them anymore. Number 2, they were never going to buy from you. They're never going to comment. They're never going to like your stuff. They're never going to share it. So also, they're kind of messing with your algorithm. So we don't want them there anywhere. So do not let the opinions of others or annoying them it comes to selling your product or service stop you from actually showing up to sell your product or service. That's number one. Number two, what I need you to understand next, once you're over that factor, is you have to understand where your audience is. Where are they at? Where do they live? What do they think? What do they do? What is their emotional triggers? What are their psychological aspects? Like all of the things about them. Like what platforms are they on? What are they doing in order to actually swipe the credit card to buy from you? Number two, when you figure that out, you will then get your messaging. You will then get your strategy. You will then, which leads to content creation, which then I just gave you 5 different things. Number one, it is going to be client testimonial. That's your street cred. Number two, you're going to have a behind the scenes. That's going to be what it's like for people to actually work with you. Number three, it's going to be about you, about an employee, a spotlight, something humanized behind the brand. Number four, this is showcasing your product or your service. This is something that's telling them, this is how I can help you. Hire me today. Call me. When it's literally something that they need, you want to be at the top of the mind. You want to be at the top of their mind when they're ready to be in that buyer mindset. They're not always going to be in the buyer mindset, but you always want to be in front of them even when they're not. And number 5, which is my biggest one, I will scream from the rooftop, is authoritative content. That is face to camera. Get over yourself. Get in front of the camera and tell people how you can freaking help them. Your experience. Talk about your failures. Talk about how you overcome your failures. Talk about how you've overcome your obstacles. Talk about the damn successes that you've had. Talk about client testimonials. Talk about all of it face to freaking camera, and that is going to build so much trust. And when you figure all of this out, you will then not be annoying anymore. Actually, you're going to be annoying to a lot of people, but we don't care about them. You then will be comfortable getting on camera because that's the hugest thing. And you're going to be comfortable showing up for your business and showing up for the legacy that God put on your life and your heart and the purpose that you're supposed to live. And your life will change. Just trust me. Take this podcast, implement the things that I'm telling you, and let me know if your life doesn't change in 6 months. I love you all. I'm so tired. Love you so much. If you like this episode, please like, comment, share. Send me a DM. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Share it with your friends. Tag me. I will share it back. Guys, until next time, let's freaking get it. Love you all. Bye.